Hey YouTubers, Grimmy here, and this is the video review for Transformers Prime Beast Hunters Skystalker. The fourth beast from the line is finally here, and this Predacon is looking pretty good. Now, I like the color scheme for it. The very ice-themed color scheme is nice. Lots of blues and whites. And it's actually pretty well decked out. I think the Beast mode is the stronger of the two modes for this guy, and I'm sure you'll see why in a minute. As you can see, even in Beast mode, he's well articulated, with a swivel at the neck, up and down hinge, opening and closing jaw, it's got ball jointed shoulders, elbow bend and bicep swivel, and ball jointed front feet. He's got a waist twist, ball jointed hips, thigh swivel, hinges at the knee, got that chicken leg joint, and a hinge at the ankle, which is pretty nice. Tail moves up and down, but for this mode it's not really recommended because it's holding the hips apart. And you even have wing articulation, two swivels. So he's actually very well articulated in this mode, which is pretty good, so you'll get some nice fierce dragon poses. And for the most part, he's actually pretty solid in this mode. The only real gap issue is in the hips, just because they had to split them for this mode. But aside from that, it's actually pretty nice. So for a quick size comparison, let's bring out some of his brethren. Here we got Laserback and Ripclaw. As you can see, he's one of the smaller of the group. And definitely the thinner, lankier one. And for final comparison, let's bring in Predaking. Just a little bit. There we go. Yeah, we're getting a nice batch of dragons here. So it's so if you're a fan of Dragon Formers like me, you're gonna be pretty happy with this line. Anyway, I think we've done enough for for Beast mode. So let's just get them to Robot mode. And that's actually too easy to worry about stop motioning. Just stand them up, pull a little tail back, flip out these little heels, push the wings in and the arms back, like so. Push the chest forward, open it up, reveal the robot head, push the neck down for the dragon, then close up the chest, flip out the hands, close the hips too, but flip out the hand. And now you got him in robot mode. And it's hard to stand him in robot mode because of his feet. Now heel spurs are nice, but they don't do a whole lot. and it's hard to balance him. But it's possible. Also, that mask is actually a little bit tricky to work. That dragon head is a little tricky to work with in this mode. But he doesn't look bad in robot mode. I just think he looks better in beast mode. As you can see, that color scheme lends itself well to the robot mode as well, which is nice. Kind of like the white plastic swirled in the light blue for the wings. That actually looks pretty nice. And the head's done pretty well. I like that Voltron style. And it looks pretty good. Articulation is almost exactly the same for robot mode, except you lose the wrist swivel and the up and down movement on the head, but it still moves left and right. Tail is mobile, so you can get some nice poses with it. Although I often find myself trying to just balance him, but you can do it with the tail up, so it's possible. I mean, his posability is really nice, but his balance is horrible. And the main reason are his thick wings and these tiny feet. But his wings do have an action feature. One I'm not particularly fond of, but you just launch the discs by pushing on the back of these wing bits here. Like, this is the trigger. Push it forward. That circle just pops out. Again, push forward and yeah, they launch. Popping them out makes the wings a little lighter and a little easier to balance with, but even without the discs, they're hard to work with. Not to mention, it's kind of hard to get these heel spurs to stay out. But I do like them for the most part, and I actually like them without the discs in place. He does have one more little weapon, if you can call it that. But he's got his little boxing glove of doom that he can put onto either of his wrists to use as a melee weapon, which is kind of redundant since you don't really want to get this guy a weapon in his robot mode. Just flip out the claw. I mean, seriously, which one looks more menacing? The dragon claw or the boxing glove of doom? I think I'll go with the dragon claw. Okay, for a quick size comparison, let's have a look at him with the other Predacons. So here's Predaking, who's of course bigger. You got Ripclaw and Laserback. Let's just get these back. Back this up a little bit. As you can see, he's a bit lankier than the rest of them. It'd be easier if I actually got him more in view, but sorry, I'm trying to get everybody visible here. But yeah. I mean, he's a lankier one, not as bulky as the others, but he still looks good with his brethren. I mean, he's probably the weakest release of the bunch. I hate to say it, but that's the truth of the matter. I mean, he's lankier, his transformation is way too simple. I didn't even have to cut to transform it, as you saw. And, you know, he can't really stand all too well unless you fiddle with him a whole lot. And there are only certain poses you can get those wings in, then keep him standing. So yeah, he's the weaker of the bunch, but he's still a good figure. I still like him, at least. So if you're a fan of Dragon Formers, or just a Beast Hunters fan, this guy's worth getting. And since he's going to be repainted as Skylynx, it's going to be interesting. But anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this review. I'll see you later. Take care, bye-bye, and have fun.